join us on the show is Ambassador Afolabi, convener of Runway Jazz and permanent representative to Nigeria at ECOWAS at the African Union 6th Regional Global. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
Yes, definitely. Okay, so let's start real quick because of time. Runway Jazz. First of all, jazz is, should I say, a genre of music in Nigeria that I feel like we are not really exploring, so much compared to Afrobeats, pop, R&B. Even R&B is, I would say is dead a bit. But why Runway Jazz, and why, what's the idea behind bringing jazz to Nigeria?
I think fundamentally, if you look at South Africa, right, and if you look at how much revenue jazz brings to South Africa, and particularly their biggest jazz show week in South Africa, it brings huge revenue to them, and you have over 25 million people all over the world that converge in South Africa in Cape Town Festival. Right, and that brings huge tourism revenue to them. We have not, like you rightly said, we have not really explored this in Nigeria, and this is something that we have been on the path since 2016, and we believe that we can make that happen as well in Lagos, in Nigeria.
Fantastic. So what should people expect? I believe it's happening next week.
It's happening next week, Sunday, 5th, well, starting from the 3rd.
So many events. I don't know. My birthday's on the 5th, by the way.
Amazing.
So I'm like, where do I go? So many places.
So you have a free ticket first to Runway Jazz.
Thank you.
Yes. So what is happening is that we're having the best trumpeter in the world, jazz trumpeter in the world, Wynton Marsalis.
Yeah, that's him on the screen right
there.
Yes,
of course, he's leading the Lincoln Jazz Orchestra to Nigeria, 28 of them. So literally, we're going to have all of them on ground. They arrive on the 3rd. The American Embassy, he's going to be hosting them on the 4th. Wow. Then on the 5th, we have the major event, the biggest jazz event in Lagos, come 5th of October at the Landmark Center from 5 p.m. red carpet.
So people should come expecting to experience what? Like, watching now, they're trying to see where they would
experience something really unique. For the very first time in Nigeria, we're going to be having a fusion of jazz and Afrobeats. Okay, so Made is on the bill.
Talking about jazz and Afrobeat, actually
Made Kuti.
Yes, Made Kuti.
That actually makes sense.
I know that Afrobeat has a little bit of jazz, there's elements of jazz in almost every sound. But of course, having the fusion of Afrobeat and jazz and talking about collaboration, is there any work in progress regarding that? Trying to probably like Made Kuti and Wynton Marsalis that coming to Nigeria.
That is exactly what we're hoping will happen at this event. And
okay, so are you going to be...
That's a big surprise.
Oh, that's a big surprise. I'm talking about, not just even on stage. No, not just on stage. I'm talking about having a record.
Well, we will get to that. Let's do the stage one first. But I believe that something great will happen at this event. It's an event nobody really wants to miss. We have a lot of our also big jazz names. We have Yinka Davis that will be there, Jerry Amole. And ironically, there are these young kids that we're also going to be showcasing from what we call the Saxophone Hobbies and Academy. From age 6, I'm part of the team. We train these kids from age 6, and above, right? Take them from the streets and give them an instrument, to learn something new. And it's amazing what that has done. Every year we take these kids to the US on scholarship, and anytime they come back, believe me, their life is never the same because they come to impact, their community positively. So there's a lot of surprises, like I said, that you're going to see at Runway Jazz 2025.
Fantastic. Just because of your background and your current role, I wanted to touch on the fact that, looking at Nigeria specifically, the role that culture and the creative industry can play in strengthening our global image and soft power. Do you think that we're using that leverage enough, or there's still more that can be done?
I think there's still more. If you look at my role as African Union 6th Region Ambassador to Nigeria and ECOWAS, one of the key things we're driving currently is that there's a United Nations Declaration of People of African Descent, meaning every African president should announce what we call the Year of Return. Ghana did that in 2019 and brought a lot of revenue to Ghana. So what United Nations is literally saying is open your doors to the global diaspora. There are two kinds of diaspora. We have the bilateral, that's Africans going to other parts of the world. Then we have the historic. People through slavery and DNA, they've just identified themselves to be of people of African descent, and we're saying, come back home. So this gentleman is a black American who's lived all his life, was born in New Orleans, coming back home, and he's so excited. So what we're currently seeing in terms of revenue as Nigerians is like, we're seeing revenue from Nigerians abroad. What we're about to tap into once our president announces the year of return is the the historic funds coming into Nigeria. That's why Ghana gave citizenship to Steve Wonder sometime last year. I think we're going to do the same to Wynton Marsalis when it comes, so that they can bring the revenue home.
That would be great.
that sounds like fun. Okay, so I call jazz like the golf and sports. It's like for a select few. Now, when you talk about the culture in Nigeria, talking about, artists in Nigeria that actually do jazz, I feel like, we can't even mention 2 or 3 names, talking about from top of our heads. What do you think can be done to improve on, should I say, our acceptance and, consuming of jazz in Nigeria? And, for those out there that probably are into jazz, how can they be part of this particular event? And of course, can they be part of maybe subsequent events from you and your team?
For sure. It's open. And one of the things we're doing and that Wynton is very passionate about is about the education of it as well. So on Monday the 6th, from 12 p.m. at the same landmark is a free masterclass. So he's going to be there. Come as you are, students, businessmen into music, and also people that are yearning to learn about jazz or learn about the rudiments of jazz. You have an opportunity from 12 p.m. and it's free of charge. All right, so it's free.
It's true now.
That's what I learned.
It's free of charge. So what's it like putting together the event in general?
It's been very interesting. Like I said, jazz is one genre of music, that is not totally accepted, just like you have Afrobeat. But we're getting there, and that's why it's important for us to continue to passionately push this agenda, because if you look at the roots and the rudiments of the roots of jazz, it stems from our great forefathers, through slavery. They discovered the black notes and things like that. That was their own way of communicating. I think we have a lot to learn historically when we begin to embrace this genre of music, because like you said, it's in every music that we play today.
Definitely, I agree. And just talking about Mr. Winston, who himself is going to be coming, what was that experience? What has that experience been like? You mentioned earlier that he's really excited. Kind of like that, can you speak to me a bit about that journey? How you even decided that that's who you wanted to bring for this particular edition, and how it's kind of been, bringing him back home? It's
been a long time waiting, to be honest. We started this journey since 2016.
Wow.
We brought we brought Kirk Whalum to Nigeria, Najee, Gerald Albright, just to mention a few. And Wynton Marsalis is very, very special, right? Because he's one of the very core traditional jazz professionals, as it were. Born in New Orleans, and he's contributed immensely. He's a nine Grammy Award winner, right? The first to win both jazz and classical, right, Grammy at the same time in the same year. So he brings to bear a lot of knowledge, a lot of skills, to transfer to this next generation. And he's a believer in young people, ability to transfer this knowledge to the young ones. So this is a great opportunity for Nigeria and for Nigerians to really learn, from this great man.
Okay, I know that you said the masterclass is free.
Yeah.
The event is not free, I'm sure.
Yes.
So, I know the event is not free. If you're bringing someone as big as Wynton, you have to actually make money of it. So how do people participate? Where can they get the
tickets? Very simple. Just go straight, to the runwayjazz.org. You have your tickets there. Go straight to ariatickets.com, and you'll be able to pick whatever category of ticket you want. If you want to the premium premium tables where you can have access, you know, to him. Of course, it's a bit pricey, and then you have
Just a little bit.
just
like
a
it.
little bit.
Yeah.
It's a bit pricey.
Yeah. Then you have, of course, the next level, which is about 3.5, 10 people per table. Then you have the VIP, which is 50,000. Then you have the general, which is 10,000. But because it's your birthday, we're giving you a premium table.
We're together.
So I mean, we'd love to see you guys.
And where's the
there,
event
both of
happening?
you. It's happening at Landmark.
Landmark, okay.
5 p.m. Sharp
Yeah.
is red carpet. So please, you do not want to miss it. Unfortunately, we have limited seats. So because there are lots of people that really want to be at this historic.
So there's no
historic
African
event.
time. You're starting by 5.
We're starting. The red carpet starts by
by
5.
5, and the event
Yes, the
starts
verse 6 we
6.
start.
Okay.
Yes,
All right,
and they're
cool.
very disciplined people. So we really need to start on time. It's an event you will never forget, and there's a bit of art as well.
Yeah.
We're bringing one of our best. You know.
So the premium table is one of 7 million, I mean?
Yes, only.
Okay, I will talk about it.
Yeah.
At least it's already. Yes, something. Let's hear from you, please.
Yeah, so I mean we have Dr. Popola, they call him the man that turns iron into gold.
Wow.
Right? So he's bringing 3 of his great works, you know, for you to see. It's huge, it's amazing. And so it's a bit of art, a bit of music, a bit of fashion as well. We have some fashion icons. It's also a surprise, you know, to showcase, because they said, you see what I'm wearing before you hear what I have to say. So lots of surprises when it comes to fashion
We're
as
looking
well.
forward to it, and I'm sure our viewers watching this, the jazz lovers, are probably their mouths are watering right about now. So make sure you do what you need to do and get those tickets, because it's limited seats. Thank you so much for being in the studio with us, Ambassador. Okay, we do wish you the very best.